Hey everyone, my name is Zaire from Hidden Item, and join with me today is
Ricky.
And he's a half pint. I'm the half pint. Together we make an item, like I said before. But
So Hidden Item is 1 pint.
1 pint, and when Ivan's here,
It's a pint and a half.
No, it's half a
It's
pint
half
again.
a pint.
It's half pint again. We go
Subtract.
backwards.
He's minus point.
He's minus point. And if you guys wondering who Ivan is, he's a guy who's saying the "Don't Think Twice" acoustic cover.
Go ahead, check that out.
Go ahead, check that out. And
Anyways,
give him some love. Get thumbs down it. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Anyways, another video
that we did do on Hidden Item, but by we I mean
I did.
Ricky did.
Yeah.
Was the Kingdom Hearts 3 review.
Right.
Now, this boy, he's been raving and craving and working hard, and he really wanted to do this Kingdom Hearts 3 review. He's like, no, Zaire, sit down. I'm going to do it. I'm like, you know what, bro? You right. He did it, and it's up.
I am the JRPG guy, as it is anyways.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And it's up. You know,
I gave it a 7.5.
Yep, Ricky gave it a 7.5 to spoil it, you know, because we're here to talk about discussion. Him and I have different opinions on Kingdom Hearts 3. His are more positive, but the thing about Ricky... hold on, wait, let me get it. The thing about Ricky is that he is trying hard to be fair.
Well, yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is.
With me, I see like, I don't like it. I don't like it. And the thing is, that's fair.
No, it's everyone has their own opinions. And
Exactly.
That's cool and all, but you know, there is one stigma, or I wouldn't even call it a stigma. There's either I love it or I hate it. It's either a 10 or it's a 0.
A lot of people are like that.
For a lot of people.
Yep.
And I don't think so. I don't think the game is as good as some people say, and I don't think it's as bad as others say. I think it's somewhere in the middle, right there. You know, this is one of those franchises where overreaction is
to the max.
everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just one of those things. If it's not exactly the way you want it, it's a 0.
Shit. Yeah.
It's shit. And if it's and then there's other people who are just like, I've been waiting 13 years for this, so it's automatically a 10 out of 10. And that's not the case either.
Right, because it's not the. I'm gonna say right now, it's not the game that I was hoping I was gonna get waiting this long.
It's the game I was expecting to get.
So see that's the key thing. Ricky is what Ricky expected.
Yeah.
Now before we dive in, Ricky, how do you want to break this down? We're gonna talk about
we'll just jump right in. Let's start with what we like.
What we like. We're gonna start off in a positive now, as Ricky
I
does.
always like to start off positive. So yes, I give it a 7.5, meaning it's not bad.
Right.
It's not bad. It's a good game. It's good. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's just it's not like
what. You gave it a 7.5. Ricky, that I gave it a 4 or 10.
I hate
what are you talking about? Give me shit.
That's lower than the Metacritic score. It's like, yeah, I know it's lower than the Metacritic score.
But this is your opinion.
This is what I feel it
right.
is.
As a tried and true Kingdom Hearts fan who's playing them all the games.
I've been there since 2002, since day 0, since the day before it came out.
Right.
I don't want to get the guy in trouble, but yes, I did get it early.
Continue.
This is what I feel. I feel like it doesn't stack up to Kingdom Hearts 2. I feel like a lot of it is on par with what Kingdom Hearts has been, but I feel like some things are done better, some things are done worse. It's kind of all over the board, really.
Right. It's a very mixed game. It's a very mixed entry for me, Zaire, into the Kingdom Hearts series, especially being Kingdom Hearts 3, because usually the number ones are really like they hold the bar really high for me, you know. And yes, nostalgia could come to it.
Nostalgia is definitely a lot of
factor.
I think one thing you told me was my highlight moments were every single time a song came on that was
right. I told Ricky, whenever one of the biggest greatest rushes that I felt and highlight was whenever I heard a remix of the old Kingdom Hearts music in Kingdom Hearts 3, because it's just like it felt like it's what got me closer into like.
I feel like that says more about you as a person, because it's like it's like if the song originated in this, you wouldn't have had that rush, you know?
Yeah,
it is kind of weird.
I'm a firm believer that music in video games, ever since they kind of went on a more orchestrated route, it's something like it's been going downhill, or it's not as well as their MIDI counterparts as what it was before. Because I feel like video game music back in the day had to be its own character to stand out, to really give the game a push.
You see, now I'm on a different side of that, because I think it depends on the game.
Right.
I don't think you could just say MIDI and then blanket that over everything and say MIDI is
no, because you have to have a good composer, you know.
And
Not saying Yoko Shimomura is bad.
No, Yoko Shimomura is awesome, but you know, but one of the things is like Kingdom Hearts is like a Disney game in which you go to a bunch of Disney worlds. And,
right.
You know, if you watch a Disney movie, none of the. I mean, obviously, there's no like, none of the worlds. Well, I mean, most of the worlds didn't really have like singing or anything like that. You know, but for any scene in a Disney movie where it's just like there's music behind what they're saying, it's orchestrated. It's right. Grander. You know, it's not this little like. It's not just silent. And I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3, I feel like Kingdom Hearts has always tried to be that, but obviously game limitations kind of, you know, dragged it down. Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally like at that point where it could be that, and they did it, and I feel like Shimomura did really well.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 had some really good bangers, but not as well as the previous games.
Well, this just rehashed a lot of what was
exactly.
Too,
so. And I'll get to the negative when we talk about the negative. But one thing, since I'm talking about the music right now,
maybe we should just start with that. Music's good.
The music's
good
for the most part. Is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty much it's as quality as you would expect a Kingdom Hearts soundtrack to be. Where some are just like whatever, and then the other ones are really good.
Right.
So but it's mostly good.
It's not like old Kingdom Hearts, like Kingdom Hearts 1 music, where it's not very violin-y. It's more like Birth by Sleep, kind of. When Yoko Shimomura kicks into like some of the music, like for example, my favorite track of the whole game, right, is when you fight the Demon Tide,
Wave of Darkness.
The Wave of Dark. Yes, see, that thing's really cool. Like I love that song because it's very loud, up in your face, and it like kind of sets the atmosphere in a perfect way of what you got to do. You know, it's a rush, and you got to get through it, and it feels like a boss battle. Now, then I go into like, I don't know, a remix of the Vanitas theme that they use for Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of washed out.
No, it's heavy metal, dude.
Yeah, but it sounded like...
I thought it sounded really good. But you never liked the Vanitas song.
Yeah, I did.
Because I recall you saying you didn't. You weren't.
I don't like the slower one. You know, on Birth by Sleep, he has the...
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. It's the one in Birth by Sleep.
I like the faster one.
Which faster one?
There's two versions.
There's one that's done by the live orchestra that was used in a trailer. Then there's the one in Birth by Sleep.
Watch. Well, afterwards I'll show you. There's two versions.
Well, either way, I like the Vanitas song.
Right. Okay.
And especially how it kicks in towards the end and it turns into Sora's theme, and that's really like cool. That. I really like that.
Some remixes I don't. I
thought Roxas's was really good.
Roxas was really good, but I'm going to like the Winnie the Pooh world. I'm like, what were they doing?
It's the 100 Acre Wood. I don't know what to tell you.
No, but like when like the minigame music, like
I actually like that.
I'm like, what?
I liked it.
It's just, I don't know.
Hearing it on repeat is annoying, but hearing it like initially, I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, it's just like some of the music choices I just don't feel like they don't stand
Also, I'm not sure
enough.
if Shimomura did the minigame music. I think that's done by someone else.
Maybe.
Yeah. Like that's away from Shimomura.
But other than that, like I'm not knocking it down. You know, the music is great, but like if I'm gonna compare it to like the older games, where, for example, Olympus, right?
I didn't like that. I wasn't a fan of that one.
Right, but
then once you reach the top and
you got the old,
and then you get the old music,
the fanfare.
But it's the fanfare. No, both versions of the non-battle and like in the battle.
Yeah,
just
that
song is good.
Awesome,
and it's awesome,
and it's just kind of like.
The thing is, though, that song that we didn't really care for, it did really kind of fit the scenery, though.
Yeah, it's just
it was like, all right, cool. It was like destruction, whatever.
Here's another thing. Ready? The Caribbean, cool battle music. Music when you're in the world, it's whatever.
I thought it was, but the thing is, I thought it was fitting to how when you're exploring on a ship. And then the way it transitioned into the battle music, you know, I felt like that worked too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of for me.
It's not bad. It's just not at the top.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's not bad. It's just I compare that, you know, like some of the world music in this game than I do like in, like, okay, what's the song I really remember? Like that always stands in my head. Okay, boom, Wonderland. You know, in Kingdom Hearts 1. It's not like, you know, like a banger song, but like it's a song that you're gonna remember. because of how simple it is and how catchy it is.
I feel like a lot of it is also because we've heard it like a million times.
True.
You know, in so many different games. But no, I see what you're saying though. There is more character to Wonderland than the Pirates, the Caribbean, whatever.
Song. And that's a theme.
But here's the thing. Also though, it's like that's just kind of something that like recurs. Like remember the Pirates song in Kingdom Hearts 2?
Just the battle music.
Well, because the battle music.
So the battle music in Kingdom Hearts 2 is awesome. Why do they change it? Mind you, the 3 one's alright, like it's good, but it's not the 2 one, which is amazing.
Well, the 2 one is just the main.
Yes, but it's like, dude, it was so badass.
Yeah, so it's not imaginative.
No, but it's cool.
It's literally a reaction.
I mean,
no, but
to be fair, the Frozen one is just Let It Go in a weird like mix. Like,
but Let It Go is a good song.
No, it's not.
It is.
Don't give me that.
It's a good song. It's overblown, but it's a good song.
I don't think.
It is a good song. Like people get so upset about that song because it's overplayed. But
Frozen World was a mistake.
But regardless, I don't think it was a mistake. I just think
I feel like they could have done it way better.
Their issue with. Okay, I guess this is something we don't like, I guess. Their issue with the Frozen World, obviously, I think we could all agree that that's like the worst one.
The worst world of the game. Yeah, any world that involved Sora, Donald, and Goofy just playing the movie, and they're just kind of there.
I thought Tangled was fine. And the Caribbean was fine too.
Well, I mean, like, with, like, Caribbean was cool. I mean, like, it's Frozen for me.
I
like,
thought the Caribbean is the best world in the game.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it sucks. I wanted Toy Box my favorite level in the game, but it wasn't.
I thought it was all right. It you know what it felt like? The Toy Box felt like the old PS1 like Toy Story games where you would just be a toy and go in air vents and stuff like that. I never played
them, man.
Oh yeah, that's what it felt like. It just felt like that, but on a grander scale. But anyways, no. The issue with the Frozen World, Arendelle, is that you literally just go up a mountain and
I hate that. And you get blown off,
and then you go back up, and then you get blown off
again.
And then it's like, okay, thank you. It's the problem that people had with Deep Jungle in Kingdom Hearts 1. Where people were like, I don't like having to climb back up to the treehouse, climb back down, climb back up, and you know that's something people.
But some people would write it off like, oh, they just did it better in Kingdom Hearts. Like, no, like I remember, like, you know, as a kid, I'm not gonna lie, you know, like that was very tedious.
No,
the hippos.
One of the things is that like Kingdom Hearts 3. So one thing is I feel like expectations got a little blown out of proportion for this game.
13 years. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but time means nothing to a game releasing. You know, it's like, yeah, they spent a long time. They spent 10 years. So this game we've been waiting 13 years for. It's been developed for 6, right? And
scrapped and started over 3 years ago, right?
No. It was scrapped after 1 year. So in development for 5 years or whatever.
Okay.
And that's kind of like a normal development time for a game like this.
Right.
And secondly, Final Fantasy 15 was in development hell for 10 years, so literally twice that time.
Right.
And it ended up the shortest Final Fantasy game of all time. So no matter how long you're waiting for a game, that means jack shit for what happens when it comes out.
So I guess since we're jumping into like what we don't like, here's the big thing I didn't like about Kingdom Hearts 3, that like it's just gonna. It's
so easy to go into. We had so much things that we do like.
We do. We'll go back to
it. I guess we'll end back with it.
We'll end back with like we'll go good, bad, good, bad. So here's something I really didn't like, and it's Square Enix, right? Yo, Square, quit milking your one director. Like I get it. He's your golden child, Mr. Nomura.
Yeah.
He's your golden child. But this fool is working on 3 games at one time.
Well, 2.
Well, I mean
now 2. But because like he was working on 15, right, and then he had to leave because to focus on Kingdom Hearts 3.
But then they have 7 remake.
And then they put him on 7, Final Fantasy 7 remake without even telling him.
Right. So what you gotta do is one at a time.
Let him do one at a time. Yeah,
you know,
nice.
We'll wait for these games if they're good.
See, the thing is, I feel like obviously we're not there, so we can't understand how he works when he's being like split up like this. But I get the feeling he gives Tai Yasui, the co-director, the blueprints, like saying, I want this in the game, and then he just lets him like roll with it and tells the team what to do. And I feel like it might have been like that for a little while, since like Birth by Sleep maybe. and because I know he has not been the battle director or whatever for like the longest time. Yeah. He's just been like the story guy and like the Disney worlds and like the aesthetic and all this stuff, and like he's good at that.
Right.
When he's like in charge of something, he's good at that part. And then he gets split up in all these areas. Now he has to like delegate.
He scrambled.
Time. Yeah, he has to like delegate his time and say, okay, this is what I want in the game. You do it, and you know whatever.
Just try, because I have to do
because I have to work on 7 also. I have to be over here. And the thing is, these 2 studios he's with are not in the same place, so he has to be on a conference call, video call for one thing, and he has to be in person in this other place, and it's chaotic.
Right.
And I think it shows.
Yeah.
Because what happens is Keyblade transformations, they're cool. The idea of it is really cool, and if they just made it the way it was in Kingdom Hearts 2, where you had this drive gauge and then you put it in and you use it and it's expendable and all this stuff,
right?
That could have been really dope and it could have worked out really well. Instead, what we got was this thing where you just kind of mash X until you can press triangle, and then you mash X again.
And I like Birth by Sleep.
Well, Birth by Sleep didn't give you the option of whether or not you wanted to transform, so that's an improvement,
right?
Sure. But and then on top of that, I feel like the Keyblade transformations were more fun to use than the command styles.
Right, and yeah, I agree.
And the thing is, like, see, I played this game on Proud Mode, and so did you. And the Keyblade transformations made an already easy game even easier. And so one of the things I did, actually just finished my level 1 run of Kingdom Hearts 3, and I had a way better time with it because I was like, I need to like actually decide when to use this stuff as opposed to just using it when I feel like it.
Yeah, this game, Kingdom Hearts 3, combat wise, was so brain dead. Easy.
Yeah, it was extremely brain dead.
Very easy.
You just smash X until you win.
Exactly, and it sucks because like you get a game like the Kingdom Hearts 2, which I think has the best combat of all Kingdom Hearts games, and I think a lot of people would agree.
I would just argue not on an enemy to enemy basis. I would say only in boss fights.
Sure. It's just kind of like it's like you go from that, and it's, I forget who, my buddy Nick quoted somebody, a YouTuber or streamer or whatever, that said like Kingdom Hearts 2, right, is like the Melee, Super Smash Bros. Melee of Kingdom Hearts, where it's held so high, and if it's not as high as Kingdom Hearts 2, it's not like it won't ever be as good. Now, well, you have such a good buttery combat that you have in 2. Like, why can't you just replicate that in 3? 3 felt like there was so much thrown at me, so much. I had the flow motion, which I really think we could have got rid of. We could have used it for other different
things. Actually, you know what? I will say this about the flow motion. Like, I didn't use it in my normal Proud run. In my level 1 run, there were actual specifics that I felt like, okay, I have to use flow motion this time. But none of the stuff like bounce off the wall and do it. It's more like stuff like Blizzard and then grind and then attack.
Right, that's what I mean.
That type of thing.
The magic stuff's really cool, but like the whole...
See, I liked being able to grind on Blizzard and stuff like that, but the magic Kingdom Hearts 2 is way better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like,
I agree.
Everything is shoot.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And I mentioned that in my review too. And I even put up an example of like,
with
here's the magic for Kingdom Hearts 3, and here's the magic for Kingdom Hearts 2. There's way more variety in Kingdom Hearts 2 to the point where you could be like, where you're picking and choosing based on the moment you're in. Whereas this one is just like, I feel like using Thunder this time, I guess.
Right, and it's like, why not use Thunder? Thunder hits everyone, and then you get Thunder Zone, boom, they're gone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where fire is like, oh, okay, that's an ice enemy. Fire, oh, they die faster. That's
fine too, but I just it was better in 2.
It's better in 2 because 2 you had variety. Now remember back when I said Kingdom Hearts 1, I really loved the fire spell, and then you're like, well, I like it better in 2 because it's like an AOE thing, and I was like, it's whatever. But then I replayed 2 here on Hidden Item, in our playthrough. I'm like, oh, you know what? Yeah, the fire has more utility like this way, and I like it a little bit more because I forgot because I didn't know that Blizzard was not a shotgun anymore. It was like
it was fire.
It was fire from Kingdom Hearts 1. And I'm like, okay, I like this more. With Kingdom Hearts 3, with the combat, right? Not only did you have whatever magic, you had the attraction flow. Now let me get into attraction flow.
The attraction flow.
Now attraction flow,
one of my lowest parts of Kingdom Hearts 3.
It's hit or miss for me because there's some, like, it's cool but it happens too often, and there's some that are really good. For example, which is Splash Run.
You know what made me laugh? There were a few parts in this game where I literally laughed out loud. Something's like 2.9. You know, that was just like something to laugh about. One of the things I laughed at though was when I got the ability to bring up more attraction flow.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would I need more?
Right. Yeah. So, and you can extend the time. Oh boy. So. Yeah, like there's some that are really fun, really cool. Like for example, like the Splash Run or the Thunder Mountain one. Now, if it was like the Thunder Mountain where it's like it's limited, every once in a while it comes out. I think it only came out like twice in the whole game.
Splash Run? No.
I mean the Big Thunder Mountain ride.
Yeah.
I forgot what.
Well, don't spoil anything. But yeah.
Oh, okay. It comes out in the game. Those were fun, but then you get one that's like.
I didn't think it was very fun.
The carousel, and you're like,
the carousel's all right.
It's all right, but then
in level 1 runs.
Okay, and then you have the pirate ship, which is like, ugh.
Also okay in level 1 runs. That's gonna be like the recurring thing is that the attraction flow is better. Like everything is better in the level 1 run because there's an actual utilization of it. It's just they decided not to do it that way. But the thing is, I hate attraction flow as a whole. Level 1 run or not, I just despise it. And the moment I first saw that they were doing this, I was like, that's not going to be good. And sure enough, it wasn't. And it's just overpowered, and a lot of them are like as brainless as the actual combat.
Right.
You know, it's just like, okay, you bring out the blaster thing and you shoot.
Yeah.
And then all you do is hold R2 until
you're done.
Win. Until you're done. And then the carousel thing, it's like, sure, there's like timing to it, but it's still just like, you're just kind of ripping shit in that one. And then the teacups are just go around.
Teacups are fun for me.
Well, I mean, fun or not, I don't know.
We could, like, for example, it's fun, but I could have gone without it.
That's what the majority of Kingdom Hearts 3 is. It's that the combat is fun, but it over a while, it's just like, all right, I get it.
Yeah. You know? It's like, it was cool the first 5 times. Yeah. And after that, it's like, because
like Keyblade transformations, like when you get a new one, it's like, okay, this is cool. And my favorite one is by far the one you get in the Caribbean.
The cool. Flagpole,
that one's really cool. And I had so much fun using that one over anything else, you know, and it just because of the way it was utilized.
Right.
And that's how it is. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a mixed bag of just like, it's a jack of all trades, master of none type of deal where it does so much, but
too much sometimes.
But it is too much. It definitely is too much. Don't like Kingdom Hearts 4. I hope they take out attraction flow. We don't need that. If the jump from Kingdom Hearts 1 to 2 to 3 is any indication, then 4 will be nothing like 3. You know, 3 was nothing like 2. 2, I guess you could say was kind of like 1, but there was a lot in it that made it very different.
Right?
You know, like reaction commands, limits, dry forms. You know, all that very different.
No, it's a very technical game. You know, where you want to play, because you can play it very technical, very.
If you do a level 1 run on critical, or even just on critical,
there's a lot you have to like. It doesn't feel as much as of a button masher than it did before.
If you go on critical mode, so like something a lot of people I guess tend to forget about Kingdom Hearts 2 is that everyone complained about how easy it was when it came out. Like if you go up to like reviews on Metacritic or whatever and see user reviews from way back when or just reviews in general, the common consensus is too easy. Jammed X the entire way through, and that's what we get here too. So that's one of those situations where you gotta like kind of remember, you know, like
I don't remember because mind you, back then I wasn't so into, like, I love video games, but back then I wasn't like, oh, let me check the reviews and let me do this.
No, dude, this was like, seriously, if you played Kingdom Hearts 2 on critical and it felt good, that's because critical is a good mode for that.
Right.
And the hardest difficulties are the best ways to play any Kingdom Hearts games, in my opinion.
Right, and how you said it in the review, and it's spot on, and how I'm going to quote you right now, it's, I played this on Proud, but I felt like I was playing it in beginner.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Yeah, it was just like, I feel bad for anyone who went on a standard run. I'm like, whoa.
Here's the thing, though, is that...
It's easy.
Is that there's a few things. Obviously, I'm used to playing Kingdom Hearts on the hardest difficulties.
Right.
And that makes it just that much easier for me. Maybe beginner for me feels a lot easier.
Right.
Or maybe like whatever standard feels a lot easier to me than you. But either way, it did feel like beginner to me.
Right. And I don't. Before we continue, I don't want to, not badmouth, but shame people for playing on easier difficulties. I don't, because if you play an easier difficulty, go ahead. It's fine.
Standard, by definition, is like the one. It's like normal. This is the normal one. This is. It kind of gives the idea of this is what the game was made around.
Yeah.
But standard, like if Proud was as easy as it was, then standard must be just downright atrocious. I didn't play on standard. I have no idea what it feels like.
And I don't want to.
I really don't want to.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would just be a waste of time.
Yeah. I mean, like what hurts this game is that there's no critical mode when there was a critical mode in 0.2.
I have a theory, dude, about that. So, yeah, apparently... Oh, so critical mode isn't 0.2, and you said you weren't having fun because of how hard it was, which is hilarious, because now this time you're having no fun because of how easy it is.
Right. Now, I wasn't having fun because 0.2 had, from what I remember, it was like no hit stun on the enemies, and you didn't have Leaf Bracer.
It had hit stun. It's just the thing is the last fight in that was a big enemy that wouldn't normally have.
Now that was a hard fight.
That was hard.
I could see myself, hey, now I have to, like for that last fight, right, with the demon wave or whatever. Demon Tide, right. You know, I know for a fact, like, okay, I have to sit here and have like this lingering will feeling that I have to sit here and figure out how it moves. What do I gotta do? I gotta block at the right time. I gotta keep running. When's the right time to strike? And in Kingdom Hearts 3, I didn't feel that. Now, with critical mode in 0.2, you know, you didn't have Leaf Bracer. You didn't have Once More or Second Chance, which it's like I kind of need that for a critical mode run.
See, here's the thing. Also, in my level 1 run of Kingdom Hearts 3, I didn't have that stuff also, which is why going through Kingdom Hearts 3 on level 1 isn't necessarily the thing. No, it's not the solution I wanted.
It's a remedy.
I wanted it to just be straight up harder, because sometimes I want to turn on stuff like Leaf Bracer and, you know, Withstand Combo, as it's called now, and Second Chance. And I didn't get any of that, and it made it that much harder for me, which is fine. Whatever. What I wanted was for it to be harder.
Yeah, you wanted more challenging tasks.
But come towards the end of that, because obviously the beginning of the game is going to be very similar to how it was normally, because I'm similar level, but come like the second half of the game, I was literally just being like what you just said, and just, all right, how's this enemy moving? Okay, that's the tell for what it's about to do. Now I gotta dodge, now I gotta block, now I gotta reprise, you know, all this stuff, and that felt good. That felt rewarding.
Right, because you're being tactical, you're using your abilities.
Exactly, and what really pisses me off is that the game had the potential for that.
Right.
And I feel like when they made this game, they may have made it with the idea of it being harder. Now, I have no idea if that's true or not, but I feel like they had this idea of making it harder, and somewhere along the line they decided, wait, let's make it easier and release the harder difficulty later.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it, and I say this because, you know, I talked to different people about it, and it's how they feel as well, and I don't mean this in no disrespect, but Kingdom Hearts 3, some of the stuff that they do and like kind of how they tackle on the enemies, like the main baddies and what you do in the world, and just kind of overall it felt kind of rushed. Like there's like, okay, we need to get this game out of there. Not in a rush like Sonic 06 kind of way, but in like kind of like a, this game could have been way better.
See, I don't know about that. I could argue with that and stuff like the retellings of the movies, but stuff like the Monsters Inc. world, I don't feel like felt necessarily rushed.
No, like for example, like the worlds were long.
Yeah,
right.
They
were good.
I don't think I got through one less than 2 hours. I think every single one took over 2 hours for me to get through.
But I meant like, for example,
like I felt like Frozen felt rushed. I felt like Arendelle definitely felt like, let's just redo the same thing 3 times.
Yeah,
you know,
but for example, interactions with organization members. You know, one thing that really bothered me was, you know, I didn't get to fight like the story.
Okay, the way they handled certain boss fights, not cool. We're not gonna spoil it.
Oh, okay, fine.
And I'm gonna agree with you. Certain like boss fights with like main baddies, you know, could have been cooler, like how it was in Kingdom Hearts 2. And that part's true, but I don't know if that necessarily makes it rushed.
It just, I guess it's my fault also for comparing it to what I think is a masterpiece in the Kingdom Hearts series, which is Kingdom Hearts 2, you know?
I don't think... But the thing is, like, Kingdom Hearts 2 got better in Final Mix.
Right.
There is a lot of, like, memory, I guess, bleed over with what Final Mix is and what
Base 2 is.
And, you know, maybe this is a good like, point transition, because I actually did some research, because I actually had a theory about... some people think this game is, like, content light compared to what we've got in the past. And I actually just wanted to check on this real quick, because, like, one thing we can agree on is that the optional fight in this is kind of whatever.
It's bad.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
But
it's not good.
It's not memorable at all. But
easy.
But one thing people say, well, the whole game's easy, so
yeah.
I don't know what you expect. But one thing people said is there's only one. Like, how could there only be one?
Right.
So that's a common thing going around. And so Zaire, when I say optional boss fights in Kingdom Hearts 1, what do you think?
Ice Titan, Sephiroth, Kurt Ziza, the Phantom, and I know they add a lot in Final Mix.
There's no optional fights in Final Mix that are added. Well, no, there's one.
The mysterious,
whatever, the enigmatic man, whatever it was called.
Whatever,
Xemnas.
the Xemnas, yeah.
So Zaire,
right?
Out of all of those ones, only one of those boss fights were in the original.
Japanese or
Japanese?
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing: is that Kingdom Hearts Japanese only had one optional fight, and it was a Heartless. I mean, that's pretty familiar.
Right.
That's what Kingdom Hearts 3 is. It's one optional fight, and then obviously, if you want to just go all sides.
Hold on, before the counters come through. Yes, us in the Americas got. We got different fights. We got different fights in our version of Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, in Japan they released it as, you know, base, whatever.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts, when it was internationalized, not just in the US, Europe
right,
too.
Yes, international.
They added some stuff. And the stuff they added was Kurt Ziza, Sephiroth, and the Ice Titan.
Right.
And then they did Final Mix later. And then they added new cutscenes, the Unknown, that's what it's called. 11 new Heartless and 2 new Keyblades. But base Kingdom Hearts, the original,
Japanese.
Was literally just... Yeah, the Japanese one was literally just the story, the Phantom, the 100 Acre Wood, the 5 minigames in there, and the Coliseum. Now, mind you, Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't have a Coliseum, but it had Battle Gates in its place, which I don't think is a good replacement, but either way, it's a replacement nonetheless. And then it had the rehash of the minigames in Kingdom Hearts. The one minigame in the 100 Acre was rehashed 3 times. It's got that as 1, right? The Fantastic 7, so that's 8. What else did I put here? The ring racing, there's 2 of them, so that's 9. Or no, it's 10. My bad, I can't math.
Classic Kingdom.
Shield Slider. Oh, dude, if we're gonna count Classic
Kingdom,
I know. That's like 30 plus.
Yeah.
The point is, there's when it comes to like the content and the lucky emblems, you know,
right?
When it comes to like side stuff to do in Kingdom Hearts 3, it isn't as content light as you think it is. It just seems that way.
Right, because in reality, I'm gonna be real. Like, I think they're whatever. I mean, there's some Fantastic 7
I think
minigames
most of the
great.
Fantastic 7s are great.
Right.
Yeah.
But the ring stuff, whatever.
Did you do both of them? Both ring tracers?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they're both like you got to do both.
So like for me, like it's whatever. You know, the 100 Acre Wood, terrible. You know, I didn't like it.
I didn't think it was terrible. It's just bust a move, Kingdom Hearts style.
Yeah, I didn't like it compared to like the ones we get in 2 and in the first one.
Well, the ones you get in 2 would be more comparable to the Fantastic 7.
Okay, so the ones in 1, you know, it had charm, it had character to it, you know.
The ones in 1 would also be comparable to Fantastic.
But I mean,
7.
like, that's what I'm saying.
Like that's what I'm saying here is I think the 100 Acre Wood minigames were taken out of the 100 Acre Wood and placed over here instead. Just without Winnie the Pooh.
Right, but it's just like the Kingdom Hearts 3 delivers a lot of whatever stuff, and that whatever stuff it becomes negative over time. You're like, and that's when people are like, hey, it's content light. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's really not though. This is comparable. Also, let me just bring up Kingdom Hearts 2 real quick while we continue with this.
Right.
One optional fight, Sephiroth.
Okay.
That's it. and Final Mix added the 13 data battles and the Lingering Will and all sorts of shit and the Mushroom 13 and all this stuff.
Right.
But base, both US and Japan, one optional boss fight, just like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the common thing is Final Mix kind of adds a lot, and that's kind of what's clouding our memory, I think, is these re-releases. And if you're going to compare and say it's content light, it really isn't. It's kind of on par. In fact, it's maybe a little bit more.
For me, it's not that it's content light. It's just the content that they gave me is not the best content. It's not
it's not the best, but there's a lot of great stuff, but then there's like whatever stuff.
There's
also.
a lot of whatever
and then,
stuff.
Yeah, and that's just kind of what you get with the jack of all trades type of thing.
Yeah, this game, I don't want to say it's a mess, but it's a mess in a way that like it gives you too much, and you don't want too much. You don't like. I didn't want a buffet. I wanted a 5-star meal.
Okay.
If that's a good analogy, you know, I didn't want a buffet. I wanted a 5-star meal. I wanted something that's good. That'll satisfy me very well.
I'm on the mind that
something to remember.
I'm on the mind that like Kingdom Hearts combat has never necessarily been good at launch. I feel like it's when it gets re-released and the harder difficulty comes in is when it starts to shine. And this is kind of on par with exactly what I thought. With the exception of like Dream Drop Distance, I feel like critical mode in that and in 0.2 might be a little unfair. That's just like ridiculous. But yeah, that's just how I feel. And that's why when people started saying all these things about Kingdom Hearts 3, like it's gonna be this, it's gonna be like 100 hours long and all this stuff, I was like, but Kingdom Hearts has never been that.
No,
it's never been that.
It reminds
me, especially on day one.
Yeah, I know. You know what reminds me is when The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was gonna come out, and like, yeah, this game was like 50, 70 plus hours,
and all those 10s.
Yeah, and then all those 10s when like, and then us the players, you know, me, Zaire that got Skyward Sword, I thought that game was okay.
See, here's one of the things is that I'm usually very, very good at tempering my expectations compared to
you
most
being
people.
Ricky,
yeah, me being Ricky. Because that's why it's like with No Man's Sky, people said all these great things, and I was like, I'm not seeing any of that. It doesn't look it doesn't look like any of that. So I'm just gonna pass and watch all you guys get disappointed, and sure enough, that's what happened. So
going back to like Skyward Sword right now, I actually really like the combat.
No, I thought Skyward Sword was a fine game.
It's the whole backtracking and it's like, why are you lying to me? What, these 10s are a lie. You know,
no, well, I mean, it's what they think, so it's not really a lie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's like,
you just don't agree. Like, you think it's overhyped, but
no, I mean, it's just what I'm trying to compare, like, to Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, you know, I see really good things, and then, like, I see really bad things, but there's no one in the middle. You know,
I'm in the middle.
Right, exactly. So, you know, here, the optional boss fights, right? You know, I think what would have helped this game is if they had that Sephiroth fight and be like, oh, at least we have.
No, that would have been cool.
Yeah,
but I feel like the Sephiroth fight is impossible to do. Like, I don't want to spoil anything.
Right.
But I feel like the Sephiroth fight is impossible to do without jeopardizing
what happened.
What could potentially happen.
Right.
You know? So don't. If Final Mix comes out and they put Sephiroth in this game, I will be severely disappointed. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
All right?
Not in a way that's like, hey, like...
Not in a way that I feel like it's making the game worse.
No, yeah.
If anything, you can probably make the game better.
Way better.
But if they do, I will be upset.
Because of story.
Because of things.
Things, yes. Because
we're moving on from this.
Moving on, because it's like Ricky, of course, Ricky would be happy to fight Sephiroth, but what they're doing, and, you know, again, spoilers. It's hard to say without the spoilers. Yeah. You know, this game, and you know, as Kingdom Hearts games move on and they go to different developers, I mean, as in like different teams, whatever. And I've had this issue since like 2, because the first one, every enemy, I felt like I gotta have to go one by one, you know.
Well, yeah, but that was Lost. That's never been like that.
Right, since the first one.
Yeah.
And 2, like for example, the big bodies, right? In 3, they're tiny. They're like.
You remember my video of 5 things that Kingdom Hearts 3 does wrong? That was one of my things I thought it did wrong.
Oh. So they're tiny. They're tiny, and they don't feel like they're just there. You know, all these enemies, like I never felt like were a threat.
You know what it felt like? It felt like a Musou.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I was playing Hyrule Warriors or Dynasty Warriors. Exactly, yes. And that's not what Kingdom Hearts is.
No, it's not. But that's what it was here.
No.
You know, and honestly, I feel like the combat, like minus like the command styles, I feel like it was better in Birth by Sleep. Honestly, I felt like it was way better in Birth by Sleep.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. Like to me, if it's not Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, you know,
that might be something you have to like reevaluate with
it's
yourself
kind of
then.
well, because like for example 3, I mean just 2 did things that were so good with the whole
not initially though. It got
I mean like
final
in
mixes
the
when it got
combat
better.
I mean with the combat, you know, like for example with the limit gauge and how you did the transformations there. I like that because it was not so much, you know, and they gave us 4, 5 in final mix, right? Yes, it's very little, quotes, air quotes, little.
No, well, I mean,
but they were good. Not all of them were great.
No, I thought they were all great. They all had their strengths.
Exactly.
Although it was like after you got the second one, you never really wanted to use the first one anymore. Because you couldn't use magic anymore.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
I liked Valor Form. It's just everyone's taste, you know, everyone's taste is different. But think about this, man. Like, again, to a restaurant, right? Gordon Ramsay, example. You go to a restaurant.
You know what though? One problem I will not Kingdom Hearts 2. I mean, we're not focusing on Kingdom Hearts 2 though. Is that like once you got like final form, once you got the next one, strategically speaking, going back to any of the other ones
is silly.
Is not a good idea.
Right.
So you go to final form. Why would you go Master Wisdom?
So
Valor.
Banking off that, right? Before I beat Kingdom Hearts 3, before I got to
the ending,
I wanted to get Ultimate Weapon just so I can go in with it, right? And I did it, you know. I mean, I get to the last world, and of course, that's where you have to get one of the pieces to get it. Whatever. I got Ultimate Weapon, and the final fights come through, and holy crap!
Yeah,
that thing is busted, and it's like I used it. I'm like, I had to pause it.
It's the kind of it's like you put work into getting this one, you know. So
yeah, I know, but like. It's like this game's already super easy, and this game just makes it.
I mean, granted, you don't have
to.
Use
exactly.
it.
That's why I had to go. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna continue using Starlight, how I was in the beginning of the game.
No, you use what you have fun with.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
That's what it comes down to. And Starlight's one of the funner keyblades to use.
Yeah.
Too, so.
This game, the enemies, is my problem when I play first-person shooters like Destiny or any shooter, right? Destiny, right? Is that these enemies just feel like sponges?
Yeah,
they don't feel like
Kingdom Hearts.
They don't feel like a threat.
Kingdom Hearts 2, except for the car, feel like sponges too.
Yeah,
so,
or in the first one,
I feel like that's just what Kingdom Hearts is at this point, and I feel like it's been like that for a lot longer than people think.
Yeah,
mind you.
It's just in the third one.
In the handheld ones, they got rid of like hit stun, and that was always a huge issue for me because it felt like my attacks weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
But that might have just been a handheld limitation, as far as I know. I don't know, because they brought back stagger in this one, and they brought it back tenfold because one attack just like it freaking just.
My hands moving up like if I got confused. Yeah.
And I couldn't tell if revenge value was back or not either because I felt like I had bosses kind of just like doing their thing until I felt I had them in stagger until my next attack couldn't connect.
Now we've been bad dogging this game. We've seen a lot of the negatives. Let's something good. You know?
Well, a lot of the side stuff, you know, while it is mixed, I feel like the Fantastic 7 might be some of the best minigame stuff when it comes to like when it comes I mean you had some like palpitations with the San Francisco one where you're like jumping, right?
Oh well, see now,
but I actually thought that was one of the weakest ones because I got bored.
Well, it was boring, but I mean like I got anxiety and like fear because it's like, oh no, exactly, and I like it when games do that. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe this game.
Me, I was just like, all right, I'll go in here now.
Yeah, it was boring. It would have been even more boring for me if I didn't have that thrill.
Now, where I did get that thrill from, and I see a lot of people like not like this one because of the controls, was the one in the Olympus where you're like shield surfing.
Fuck that one.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck that
That's
one.
what I love about it.
I hate that
That's
one.
what I love about it, is just how difficult it was to do.
Dude, I'm like, because you're battling like stupid shit. Like, for example, when you go to the part where you're in the garden and you have the 3 potholes, I'm like, fuck this. I'm like about there, I'm like, fuck this thing. Like, I know I'm better than that, but it's
loved
like, it. And mind you, once I got it down, I'm like, all right, cool, it's fun, but like, it ain't. Like, I'm like, like.
I love that one just because of how like aggravating it was.
Yeah. Like, mind you, it's not bad. No, I'm just saying, fuck that one because it was
tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
I freaking love that one.
I love the photo one.
Yeah, the photo one was pretty
really
cool.
In Tangled.
It's like being a paparazzi, finding the right time to take photos and stuff like that. And like this is what we're saying is like, there's some stuff off to the side in this game that is genuinely fun.
Yeah.
And or the one in the toy box that felt like Katamari, just Katamari, where you're just like spinning on the teacup and you're like collecting these other flans.
No, you brought up Toy Box. Let me tell you 2 things about Toy Box and bad stuff.
You don't like the Gigas?
I freaking hate the mechs.
Yeah, the Gigas.
I hate it. I really don't. Like, it's not
I just ignored
fun.
it. I just ignored it.
Yeah, but it's like you know, early in the game, you kind of need to get on it to like, because if not, you don't do anything. You don't do enough damage.
Did you do the Verum Rex minigame?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Well, the thing is, I enjoyed it in the high score type of try to get the high score thing.
Right.
Because there's a trophy for that. And I like that. I like figuring out the right way to do it, and then once you figured out like, okay, they spawn here, there's a rush to it. You know, where it's like they're gonna be interesting. Like, blow this thing up, go over here, blow this thing up, and break the thing, make them fall on the electric thing, and like all these like weird like domino effect type things that you can do in that mini game, as opposed to just shoot, punch, dodge. You know, there's a bit more to it. And I really enjoyed that. Granted, I thought the high score was a little too high to get.
Yeah.
You know, that was tough.
It's just, the mechas weren't fun. Like, it's a cool concept. It's just kind of, it didn't feel...
In combat where you're fighting a bunch of Heartless, that wasn't that cool.
And then they just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. It's like, I remember, like, I
like exploring the toy box.
Exactly. The world is cool. It's really fun. There's a lot of different things. Like, for example, the Rock and Talk and Bop.
Yeah, dude, I freaking love that.
I loved it.
Once I got to it, I went... Although, for some reason, there was like a dodge button on there. It's like, well, just fucking hit X until it goes.
Yeah.
It's like, no, don't do that. You're making it harder for yourself if you try to do that.
Now, like,
that's getting a treasure out of that where it just kind of flips and a treasure
that was
comes
so
up.
cool.
Oh man, there's shit like that in this game where it's just like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but then you know, you go back to the mechs and it's like, oh boy, this would be cool for one little thing. But it's the whole world.
It is the whole world. But, it's not the whole world.
I mean, yeah, I know. But, okay.
Because, like, another thing was, like...
The enemies kept coming.
No, there was a part in it where it was kind of, like, important to, like, move forward. I don't want to spoil exactly what you're doing in this, but it has to do with, like, blocks, right? And there was a way to move forward. And, like, I thought that was all right. Like, that was an all right utilization of what the mechs... are, but like for like combat, I wasn't too
when you
into it.
Fight, you know, the last enemy in that world, that little area you're in.
Was there a mech there?
I don't remember it being
I don't remember there being a mech
but you know, you get the rocket because it's like
Rocket Ruckus.
Yeah, it was really cool just being in that world, that little thing. That was really cool. Like, okay, here's where I do feel like I wanna be in a Muso, you know, and do all this stuff just in that one area. If I just had that area, cool. Give me something.
I like how physicsy that little part was. Where like they'd hit like this toy building and it would just like fly around all over the place. Like, no, that was pretty cool. Hold on. Let's go back to like some of the more of the stuff we like.
Okay, yeah, let's go back to that stuff we like. Because I mean, you mentioned Toy Boss. I'm like, I'm not gonna remember. Yeah.
So yeah, just like the Fantastic Seven, I would say this as a whole, like we can consolidate them and like rank them for sure.
Yeah.
But like I feel like as a whole, like that's something that should return in the future. I feel like it's just a great way. I mean,
want one.
The reward to get out of it, you want a plushie.
I want a plushie one.
The rewards you get for kind of whatever, because you know, we don't need fruit really, you know.
Yeah.
Because like
that's true.
We made food for the trophy, but that's about it. I mean, that's a good idea too. Having like food a la Final Fantasy 15 style.
Yeah.
It's just the game didn't need it.
No.
You know, it's like cooking, fine. The little mini game to make the food, fine. The egg cracking, dude.
Oh, I hate. So this is a fun. This is a fun thing. Ready? So that I hate that one a lot. It's easy, right? But it's because
it's stressful. It's like, yes, don't crack the egg. Don't crack the egg.
And I'm on that on a personal level at work because right now, you know, they're trying to. You know, I bartend at work, but I'm trying to get more hours, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm trying to learn how to cook so I could also cook at home.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, no, this is the right way to make an egg. And this is how you do it. And this is how you make an over easy egg, an over medium, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, and I do that in Kingdom Hearts 3. Not the whole over medium, but like the cracking, like how finesse you have to be about it. And I'm like, oh my God, fuck this. I have to do this at work. I'm doing this here. I feel the stress.
No, I actually really liked it. Like the whole, like, depending on how good I do here, also dictates the stat boosts I will get.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I feel like that's fine. And that's a really good thing. And I feel like Remy should return in the future when they make a harder game. And I could actually use this food.
Yes. And something, another thing is like, I want those mini games to be a little bit longer. They're like a 2-second mini game.
Well, the thing is, you're going to be making a lot of food. So it's going to be like, you're going to spend a lot of time making this one dish. And then you're going to go on to your dessert. And then you're going to spend a lot of time doing this one thing. And I feel like that.
How you can remedy it? Okay, continue before you continue.
I mean, you can make it cooking mama status.
Yeah, exactly. Just like be like, okay, these are the ingredients I want to work with. This is what I want to make. Okay, let's do it all and like make it a whole like thing. Okay, now
or not make it so you're what's it? And not make it so that you're choosing each individual meal and like make it more like Final Fantasy 15, where you're choosing one meal and that decides
exactly.
You know, and but then you lose the whole kind of like customization creative where like you're mixing together all these different meals. So it's there's pros and cons.
There's pros and cons.
You know, there's pros and cons to this. But you know, at the end of the day, I think that's a good idea. It's just not for this specific game. Maybe if Critical Mode comes.
Kingdom Hearts 3, you know, has a lot of good ideas. It's just they're not executed the best.
Well, I thought this one was executed fine. It's just the thing it was made for didn't need it.
Right.
That's what the issue.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of cool things came from it, but it's like we didn't need this stuff. You know,
not for the base game. If Critical Mode comes and it's like immensely harder, then yeah, I'll use it. You know, I'll figure out the right times to use it.
Right.
But as the game is right now, no, definitely not.
Going now, I'm going to talk a little bit more of like, I don't want to say story, but more of what's like the Kingdom Hearts universe, you know, like
the main story,
you know, the characters and stuff like that.
Oh,
you know what, Kairi. Okay, so Kairi, right? She was kind of whatever.
Kairi was underutilized in this, in my opinion, because there was nothing in there that was like she's a good character. You know,
no,
it's like she was just kind of there.
No, a lot of the character. This is my big one. And I really hate it, and I hate it, and I hate it, and I hate it, and I hate it. I hate it so much what they did to Sora. They gave Sora the Goku treatment.
I don't know.
The Goku treatment. Is
I don't watch Dragon Ball, so I can't.
And it's like, and when people for me, I didn't realize it completely because I was like, oh, what did they do to Sora? They made him so more stupid and quirky and dumb, and not like they made his character kind of. And it wasn't until someone told me, like, yeah, he's like Goku. I'm like, holy shit, yeah.
Okay, but Goku. Tell me, what is this?
So
like I'm over here in the dark.
Okay. Goku, right, is a very like, hey guys, blah blah blah, let's do this, and everything's gonna be fine. But at the same time, you know, I'm dumb. Like, hey, Islander, remember? Yeah, you just do the computer thing. Like, but the thing is, my dumbness will get me through the story fine because people like me because I'm dumb, but I'm also very strong and nothing bad can happen to me because I'm Sora. I'll be honest,
I've always felt like Sora was like that though.
So, to be honest, like I didn't, like I could see it, like I could see hints of it, but in Kingdom Hearts 3, it was just full blown to the max. Yeah, like, let's make him Cringe Fest 2019.
Well, like I said, I feel like he's always been like
I don't.
That's why, like, we've had discussions off of here about like characters we like, and you, me, and Ivan, we both were just like, we mentioned him at the beginning, man.
Who's that?
We were
Mr.
saying
Negative 0.5
that we've never really liked Sora. As
you
a
guys,
character. Yeah,
I love.
It's just
Sora.
like okay, we like Sora in the sense of like he's a lovable guy, but not in the sense of like character development and just like plot points and stuff like that. Like Riku is more of a round character. Sora's pretty flat, you know, as a whole.
Have you seen his bulge?
Oh yes, actually, he showed me in my bedroom.
Yikes.
Anyways,
no, and I saw it when you guys said like I see it. I don't agree with it, but I see it, right? But now Kingdom Hearts 3 comes, I'm like, oh my god, what did they do to Sora?
See, this is why it wasn't like I can't like agree with you on this.
Right.
It's because I've felt like he was always
right.
That.
Exactly. Now coming from me that loves Sora, like he's my favorite character, like one of my favorite characters of all time. You know. If he's not number one, he's definitely number two. I think he is number one. You know, he's just so, like, what did they, like when I was playing this, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm playing as Sora. I feel like I'm Goku.
Oh, see, here's the thing though. You're like, you're trying to say like, what did they do? And my answer to that is, they did Sora.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This is Sora, man.
Like, mind you, and then, well, except for the ending, when that's when Sora really...
There's some,
moments that were Sora...
There's more moments at the ending. We're not going to spoil anything.
Right.
Speaking of which, though, one thing we do like, the ending. We're not going to say why, obviously, but I felt like it capped off on an extremely high note. The best part about this game is how
the last act.
Well, yes, but I was going to say how it handled... tying up all these loose threads that we've seen throughout.
There's one thing I don't want to spoil, but there's one thing between two characters.
That's a youth.
That's a lot of things. A lot of people.
I've actually seen a lot of people that liked it, where they thought the way they handled it was funny.
Those two characters. It was lazy. It was lazy.
I don't think it was lazy. No.
Lazy, dumb. Another thing that. And the entire game,
and also that's
Riku and Kairi, they did. You know that in the entire game, Riku and Kairi didn't share a line to each other. They didn't talk to each other at all.
What's wrong with that?
What the hell? Like these are best friends. Sora, Kairi, and Riku, right? Best friends.
Okay.
Over time, Sora gone goofy, but you know, like Kairi and Riku didn't talk to each other.
Okay, so here's the thing.
It broke off the immersion. Like, hey, these are homies. You know?
Okay, so here's the thing. You've seen Infinity War, right?
Yes.
Iron Man and Captain America did not have anything to say, no lines to each other either. So here's what I'm trying to say here is that like this is a video game with a lot of characters,
right?
And that's just gonna happen, as is Infinity War, where there's also a lot of characters there that didn't have any lines either. Now, mind you, Iron Man and Captain America do have this history as well, and they didn't have a single line with each other. You know, so it's just what.
That's what happens when you have a big cast.
There's a lot of loose threads that need to be tied up, and they did it, which surprised me actually. There's some things that are still up in the air that were obvious setup for the future.
Yeah,
and I've been saying that for the longest time. Yeah. And they kind of just did exactly what I thought they were gonna do. Which actually surprised me because there was half of me being like, nah, they can't do this.
Kingdom Hearts 3 just felt like. The ending, you know, it felt like I'm just gonna set it up for the next one. I'm gonna get this game out here.
A lot of it was set up. A lot of it, Kingdom Hearts 3 was this conclusion and setup. That's what it was. It was conclude this story, conclude this story, conclude this story, and then set up the next one.
Now,
which was weird. Which was kind of like a weird jarring thing because when I was replaying it on my level 1 run, there was a lot of stuff like that setup, that setup, that setup.
Yeah, and I mean when I was playing through it, well, even in my first playthrough, I'm like. Hey, you know what? I bet this is not going to be resolved. Because it's like, like, for example, Maleficent and Pete's
little side story.
It's like, I bet you they're not going to address that in this game.
You know, so here's the... so I went in knowing that, too. Remember, I told you. I feel like Union Cross is setting up the next thing. And sure enough, everyone was surprised when that happened. And I was like... I felt like it was very obvious.
No, it was like you play it like Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm like playing like you know what?
It's like it's meaning was to just end the Xehanort saga.
Right.
Anything set up in Union Cross obviously wasn't part of the Xehanort saga.
No.
So
it is, but it isn't. You know?
It mostly isn't, because he addresses this in his motivation.
Yeah.
But he's not a part of it.
I don't want to say this, but
yeah, no, don't say if it's spoilery.
It is and it isn't, because this is what I'm gonna say. Kingdom Hearts Xehanort, right? He was built up to be this big ultimate baddie, and at the end of it, he was just kind of, for me, like a Thanos. Where
what's wrong with that? Thanos was a good character.
He was a good character, but as in like, oh, he isn't this ultimate baddie. He's just real. His intentions are noble. They're just not executed correctly.
Like that?
No, it's just it was a weird flip for me.
I feel like a lot of it was that you didn't understand what Xehanort was doing until we did Kingdom Hearts Retold. And then I told you this is what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then you were like, okay, so he's Thanos. And like, I remember we were sitting right here in the treehouse when you came to that realization of, oh, so that's what he's doing.
Yeah, and then in 3, it's just kind of like, I mean, what I don't want to spoil is that happens, and you're like, well,
it's more apparent that that's what he's doing.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of like, oh, that happens. You're like, well, that sucked. Honestly,
I didn't think. I thought the way Xehanort, like, I'm gonna the way it ended, the conclusion after the battle, the final battle, I felt like that was great, personally.
Yeah, no, it was great, but as in like, this is what I was hyped up to do, and now I've
a lot of it has to do with his voice acting, to be quite honest. A lot of it was lost on me because his voice actor, I'm sorry, Mr. Sir, if you found this video for some reason and watched this far into it, not good.
Well, not that you're not good, it's that you
did not do a good Xehanort. I thought there was
let's be nicer. It's just let's just be nicer that Mr. Leonard Nimoy did an excellent job, and that's the bar that we have.
Yes, but I also feel like if this was Xehanort's voice from the get-go,
I won't be.
No.
I feel like they should either he should just work on it, or cause it's hard.
I don't. This is the end of Xehanort's story, so I really don't think he's gonna have a chance to work on it unless they do some more spin-offs. Because they're moving on to the next story.
They are, and you know what? Kingdom Hearts. Hopefully, with the next Kingdom Hearts game, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be air quotes spin-off games.
It's going to keep happening. No, Kingdom Hearts is going to continue the way it is. It has been. You know, the thing is, you have to look into the past to know what to expect, and that's one of the reasons why I wasn't exactly let down by Kingdom Hearts 3, because I knew exactly what I was getting into, because I was really good at looking at the past and being like, this is what we've got in the past, so we're probably going to get this again, and I got exactly pretty much what I expected.
I mean, it's just that when you're, it's kind of hyped up to be the finale, you know, 1, 2, 3. This is 3, you know.
Yeah.
This is a numbered game.
It didn't help that we waited so long.
Yeah, it didn't. And I remember, you know, you reminded me yesterday, you know, well, I didn't know, but, you know, again, you know, like, I was like, you know, I can't be hyped up for this game as I want to be, you know, when Kingdom Hearts, when the hype train was coming, because, like, when we went to E3 last year, and you made that video, and what you were telling me,
things that did wrong,
it's just like those things that they did wrong were still there.
Yeah, the camera was a little bit more improved. The wall running was immensely improved because you didn't play the game in E3. So like you know how like when you're able to run up and you're able to move left and right, you did not move that much. You moved like, I don't know, like a fraction of a foot, you know, it's like, or of an inch. It was very, very stiff. This one, the moment I ran up a wall and I saw how much left and right trajectory I got running up, I was like, all right, there we go, it's better. One thing that was an issue with that, though, was how janky it was to move at a 90-degree angle, either left or right or up and down.
It felt weird.
Yeah, it didn't feel right.
It felt like I was going on a graph.
But, mind you, the way the worlds were designed around it kind of didn't really require you to do that all too often anyways. But moving left and right while moving up, while running up was way better. But other than that, most of those issues are still there.
Yeah.
Camera was still ass. It's always going to be ass in Kingdom Hearts. Never expect it to be good.
No, I never do.
It's never gonna be good.
I mean, I think it's okay. It's not bad. Sometimes it can be really bad.
Combat felt better in the final product, which can only probably tell you exactly how it was when I played it at E3. Yeah. It was not. It was really not that good. But it's still not exactly what I wanted. And the way I said it in the review was, it's fun. It's just I want it to be different. You know. And I feel like that might just be the best way of saying it. It's like you can have fun. I just want it to be different.
I just, and I'm gonna sound like everyone else, you know. I just want the combat. If they could just get the combat from Kingdom Hearts 2, I just need that, you know. And they don't need to throw me so much.
There's some things about Kingdom Hearts 2 that's dated. Like it's slow. It is slow. Like I went back and I played it, and after doing all this Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff, and I was like, damn, that like
I can't.
This is slow.
I mean,
I can't do that. I like if they can make it like Kingdom Hearts 2, where like the magic is better and like it's less of a Muso and stuff like that, and more like Kingdom Hearts 1, where it's like more one-on-one ish.
Yeah. That'd be great.
That's fine.
Perfect.
That's fine. But thing is, with the size of the worlds and everything as they're going towards now, and they're not going to make it these smaller things anymore. The smaller themed alleyways, as it were.
Right.
And it would really actually be, I guess, bad towards it if they did go back to that, because they'd be empty again, you know?
Right.
And, but anyways, like I was saying, if they made it that slow, then we have an issue, because now there's some weird disconnect here with how big things are and how slow you're moving. You know, I think like one of the things I always hear whenever anyone picks up Kingdom Hearts, the original 1 and 2, is how do I make them sprint? And I was like, what do you mean? How do you make them sprint? That's how fast. Cause like to us that's normal, but I guess to like kids.
I know what you mean by slow. Okay, so Sora's movement being slow, right? Because I'm thinking like Sora's movement too. It is pretty slow, but when you attack, it just feels good.
No, actually that was pretty slow too. And the main reason is because you have to get up on them to attack until you get like sliding dash. But even then, or I don't know if it's called sliding dash. I can't remember. But even then, you still have to get up on like closer to them than in Kingdom Hearts 3. So there's like a lot of that.
What I'm saying is like, for example, I wouldn't mind if those reaction commands came back like reversal and blah blah.
I would, because I feel like that's part of the reason why it was so easy.
As in like I'd take that over what we got in 3.
Well, yeah, I would take that too.
And I think shot locking. It's another thing that I never used.
I used air stepping more.
Air stepping was fun, but like in combat, it's like I don't. This could be like that was unnecessary, you know. Where it's like it's another way to use an attack. It's fine, but it takes me away from like I need to be up there. I need to be pressing.
You need to do a level 1 run of this game.
I think that's what I need to do.
Shot locking is very important in level 1.
Yes, but I wanted, like I said, I wanted 2. I can't say 2.5. That's the thing.
I will say this.
I wanted 2.2.
As shot locking, as level 1 runs is like the better way to possibly play this, depending on how, I guess.
That shouldn't be the remedy.
Well, no, it shouldn't be the remedy. But what I'm saying is, if you do decide to do a level 1 run, you and whoever's listening this far into it, if you do, then just understand that like the first half of the game is very similar to how it is normally because of your level. Like the first half of it just felt like the same thing, but it's taking longer to kill these enemies.
Right.
Then the second half, where you really need to pay attention and all this stuff, that's when it starts to get better. Which is why I'm saying level 1 runs is not the end all solution to this,
right?
Because it only fixes half the game. You know, I want the whole game to be hard. I want to pay attention to every enemy, you know, and that's just that's not what I'm gonna get.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like personally, like there's nothing for me to just replay this game. There's no feel like just for me just to want to play the last act again. And that's why I made multiple saves. It's like I know what I want to see again.
Oh no, there are moments in Disney World I really liked, especially like the Caribbean and stuff like that. Like I like that.
Those are.
I like the story in San Francisco. I like that. You know.
I didn't like the world in San Francisco.
I thought the world
even when I came back, I thought was.
You're yawning, dude.
I'm bad. Sorry, it's just it's this game.
That's not this game, dude. You yawn all the time.
Hater. I'm just kidding. It's just. This game, it's hard to put it, like, you know, And after a lot of time since us finishing the game, you know, if it wasn't for the last act of Kingdom Hearts 3, this game would have easily been a 6.5.
Well, I mean, if the last act wasn't there and it just kind of ended on a Disney World, that would have...
well, as in, like, if the last act wasn't so good, you know?
Well, the last acts of any Kingdom Hearts game are never bad. I mean, End of the World is probably the worst, and that's still all pretty good.
Yeah.
You know? It's
I agree.
It's like, what was it, the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, you went up to the castle... the World That Never Was castle, and fought more organization members, and there was a lot of loose ends being tied up, but loose ends that were tied to that particular game, and maybe this is another thing we should go into, is that the loose ends that were tied up in this were not, like, started in this game.
No.
So that felt like... Me, I was like, all right, I'm all in on this because like I've been a part of the story for like so long, and I know these things that's been building up. It kind of feels like so one thing I told you was that every Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 stories in the beginning and the end. There's hardly anything in the middle, and that carries on here too.
Right.
Minus the beginning. I feel like the beginning was Birth by Sleep, 0.2, and Dream Drop Distance. That was the beginning of this game.
Yeah.
You know, that was all setting up this one. I guess 358 Days Over 2 if you really want to split hairs here.
Yeah,
but,
I really want to.
Yeah, but it the beginning, the whole Roxas part and meeting Yen Sid in Kingdom Hearts 2 and all that stuff that people found very boring, that happened off to the side.
Yeah, those were in the quote-unquote spin-off games.
Yeah, those were the spin-off games right there. All that happened over there. Sure, there was a lot.
Yes.
There's a lot of info in there. But that was the beginning.
And it was all important info, too.
All of it. Yeah. That's the beginning of 3. And then the ending of 3 was pretty much on par with what you expect from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it was really good. And it's just... I wish the whole game was really good.
It did... without the middle... without the beginning part, it felt... just more like Disney.
Think about it like this, man. It's like, for me, it's like a slope. It's from Kingdom Hearts 3, where it started high and then it kind of and then
I don't necessarily think it started high.
Well, not high, but like it started good, and you're like, oh, this would be awesome, and then the
best
honeymoon phase was over for me.
No, I had the best intro where it just kind of just threw you in. That was fine. But no, I feel like, because like for me, I never did the honeymoon phase. Maybe this is like a difference here where like I knew what to expect, you know. So like I've always been really good at that personally. It was the same thing with Final Fantasy 15. You know, I knew what to expect, and so I never had a quote unquote honeymoon phase where I was like, all right, I'm gonna play the game now. Here we go, and I was excited to know the story and how it ended.
Right.
And that was about it. So here's something about me and Kingdom Hearts. I've always been in it for the story.
Right.
Always. Maybe not since the beginning, since I was a really kid. I can't remember that far.
Right.
Kingdom Hearts 2, I really got invested with the story.
Right.
And that's why I got so excited about the future.
And then 13 years later happened.
13 years later, here we are. Yeah, I mean, so I wasn't let down on that aspect, really, because I knew I was really good at tempering my expectations.
Now, you know, me, Zaire, right?
You always have your head high in the clouds.
Well, yes. You know how I am as a person. I get very passionate, very emotional, get connected. And that's why when something really good happens, it's really great for me. But if something bad happens, oh, it's really bad for me. Not in the extreme ways.
There's also another thing, though. I feel like you and a lot of other people feel like the first is always the best, and that's because I'm nostalgic about that. So I feel like that could also cloud some ideas. No. Like, mostly, yeah. It's because, like, how you said earlier, it's like when the old music kicked in, that's when I got excited. You know, it's like that. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah. No, yeah. But, like, when I heard, like, some really good banger music in 3, you know, like, for example, when I heard the Toy Box fighting music, oh, this is a banger, you know. I hear
I get that. But what I'm saying is, like, you still let the past dictate how you're enjoying whatever you're enjoying right now.
Now, just the absence of certain characters in Kingdom Hearts 3 really did hurt my experience.
The thing is, though, I'm not upset about that at all because of certain things. So,
yes.
So at first I was like, oh, I guess Cloud's a statue right now, so.
And that's it. That's all we're gonna get.
I was like, okay, fine, I guess. And then, and like that, obviously that's one of the characters. Obviously, we knew that going in that Cloud wouldn't be in this,
right?
Because the voice actor himself was just like, I didn't do voice acting for this.
Yeah.
And
that was a red flag for me.
No, but it's like I said. Well, that doesn't dampen the Kingdom Hearts story. The Final Fantasy characters have never really been super important to the Kingdom Hearts story.
But to me, they've just
kind of been there just as much as a Disney character was just there.
Like, okay, and I'm gonna say this, it's like Kingdom Hearts to me, it's I want half Square, half Disney. That's what it is. But now this game focused too much on Disney. And
there was a lot of Disney, but the Square part would be like the Kingdom Heartsy part.
Yeah, but it felt like that game was just missing.
I feel like if they, so like you said, you didn't like that Riku and Kairi didn't have a line, and the thing is, if they added in Final Fantasy characters somewhere in here, that like there would be a bigger Avengers like syndrome to this, especially because it's a video game. It's not meant for that. It's not. It's well, I mean. Part of Kingdom Hearts is the story, but just by how it is, it's harder to do that because you're running from cutscene to cutscene. That's what Kingdom Hearts is, and the middle parts of it aren't really telling a story. It's maybe there's an ingredient over there,
Yeah. It's just. I like the character interactions between Sora and Goofy a lot more.
No, they were good.
They were real
good. Especially Donald. Freaking Donald stole the show a lot of the time.
And they were fun, and I liked that. And it's just, just like, I mean, and
I really feel like Nomura saw, like, we have so much Kingdom Hearts going on right now with all these characters, and there's a lot of characters.
Right.
Like, it really, before it needed Final Fantasy characters to kind of push Sora forward, that doesn't need to happen anymore.
I'm glad
he kind of figured out he figured out a way where the Kingdom Hearts characters could stand on their own, and that's good. That's great. But obviously this means, well, what about the Final Fantasy characters? And I feel like he came to a conclusion saying he recognized this, and that Kingdom Hearts is Final Fantasy and Disney, and he came up with a solution that wasn't gonna help out Kingdom Hearts 3.
No, but it will help.
But it will help the future, and I like this solution.
Yes,
I really the solution that is clearly happening.
Yes,
I think full stop without spoiling anything. I feel like that is good. I feel like it's gonna be better than it was before.
Yeah, like playing 3 is just it's a layer of a cake that would have made the cake.
It was just an end cap. That's all it was.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get that. What they're gonna do, hopefully.
I think one of the things I told you back when Kingdom Hearts 3 was first announced, way back when, like, it was actually happening, was there are not gonna be Final Fantasy characters in this. Like I said, it straight off the bat. Like, there's no way they're gonna be able to do that.
I mean, 3 just made me. Kingdom Hearts 3.
I'm not disappointed.
I'm not disappointed. Well, there's a lot of things I got disappointed with, but am I disappointed with my purchase? No.
No, it's the end of a story.
Am I a Kingdom Hearts 3 hater? No. But I will say this. There are a lot of negatives. There are a lot of positives. For me, the negatives sometimes outweigh the positive, but...
Nah, for me, I think the positives, because for me, I care about different things. I care about the story, and this delivered.
Well, I mean, I care... That is a positive for me, you know? The story did deliver.
The one thing that Nomura really heavily focused himself on ended up...
rewrite the ending like 20 times.
The thing is, Nomura, did you read that little thing in the art book?
Yeah.
Where he said, I decided to keep it simple, but I want to tell you right now, simple for Kingdom Hearts...
It's not clean.
It's not quite simple as you
Nor is
think.
It clean.
So, like, if you read the art book and you're just like, oh, man, like, the ending is going to be simple. Oh, no. Like, no, let me tell you what, okay? There's some parts of it that I'm extremely, like, confused about. And this is why, like, Retold's kind of taking me a while. Is because I'm just confused about just some aspects. It's not simple. It's Kingdom Heartsy.
Yeah.
It's Kingdom Heartsy to the max, you know?
I feel bad, you know, for the people that... Well, I don't feel bad for them, actually.
No,
because they had fair warning.
Well, you know what? I've seen a lot of people, like... who haven't had like Kingdom Hearts prior experience going online and saying like I love this game, and I'm glad this is my first one. And maybe that's okay because they don't have any prior thing to like really base it off of.
Right.
You know, like they don't have the whole like Kingdom Hearts 2 had better combat type vibe or anything. They're just kind of like, I'm just going through Disney Worlds and enjoying the story and blah blah and all this stuff.
Okay. Here's if Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 were brothers.
Well, hold on.
Right.
Well, one thing was I think we got a comment on one of our. There's one comment on my reviewer.
Right.
On my review.
Right.
He said he disagrees just because he feels like this game is for the newcomers. And I was like, the only way I can really agree with that is if you say like difficulty combat and stuff like that and how there's a lot of Disney stuff. But come the end, which is arguably the best part, there's not much there where a newcomer would enjoy it.
When I read your title, because I was like, oof. Like that title's that you put on there.
Well, you go into the review and then you have to understand the context of it.
Exactly, because you put hardcore fans.
Hardcore fans.
Like the people, and what I felt when you meant hardcore is like for the people that are gonna stick through it and just kind of, and you're in it for the story. This is for you.
This is
like this is like for the people that are really into Kingdom Hearts, not like as in like for. Like for the other for the Disney and the Square stuff, but like for the Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Kingdom Hearts hardcore fans.
This is for
That's
you.
That's who it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I agree. I'm like, that's what I agree with. But it's not for like the, hey, this is for all the people that love Kingdom Hearts.
No, it's for the hardcore. Yeah, the people who get into the lore and all that stuff. That's who this game is for.
Right.
Because like you could say like this is for the newcomers and easy stuff and stuff like that, but I would argue that those parts of the game where you're fighting and trudging your way along this Muso like combat system, I don't feel like it's fun enough to justify coming in like brand new. Like I do see those people saying they're having a good time for their first Kingdom Hearts game, and maybe it's because they don't have prior experience. But personally, I don't feel like that justifies coming in. I feel like the only justification you can coming into this game is because I want to see how it ends.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're not going to say that if you're not a hardcore Kingdom Hearts fan.
Yeah, exactly. Like, here's the thing, man. Like, if this game by itself didn't, like, it just didn't have the Kingdom Hearts skin and it had the Kingdom Hearts character.
Nope, it stopped, I think. Oh, nope, it's still going. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, so, let's continue.
So here's the thing, man. Like, if Kingdom Hearts 3, without the Kingdom Hearts skin and the characters in it, it was just a whatever IP, I don't think it would be as good. It won't be.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that it is that. So
exactly.
It is that good, like, so. And I've even seen some people online just say like, oh, they would post their completion stuff and they missed like so many lucky emblems or they have a lower hour playthrough and people are like, oh, you missed so much, which I would argue, but and then they would just say, well, I'm just in it for the story, really. And I feel like, and if you are just in it for the story, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, but when it comes to lucky emblems, you need 40 to get the secret ending. Right?
No, you need 30.
30 to get the secret ending.
You need a third of them.
A third,
and they're everywhere, really. I mean, there's some you can miss, obviously, in the bigger worlds.
Right.
But and there's the whole. I think there's lucky emblem here, and you're just like, where?
Yeah,
where? And then every time they said that, I would not leave that area until I found it. And then
you get frustrated, like, where is it? And then
I love that, by the way.
Simplest spot.
By the way, if we're gonna say that, if we're gonna go back to something I really like, it the
lucky emblems.
I
love the lucky emblems.
Like,
beautiful.
Don't get rid of that ever again. Please keep that forever. I want it. Don't make it a requirement for the secret ending. Please make the journal completion rating part of it again. That's what I want.
Give me back good secret fights. Give me back Sephiroth.
Sephiroth?
But we can because I know.
If you want a Sephiroth fight, I got some maybe some news for you.
Some big news for you, buddy. But
yeah, we're gonna wait a long time.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 3 was a conclusion of.
I thought it was a good conclusion.
It was a good conclusion.
I feel like it was worth the wait just for the story.
For the story. Gameplay wise, that's a different story. But it also felt like it was a setup for the next game.
That's something.
Well, and I'm more excited for the next game.
Kingdom Hearts is always going to be a setup for the next game.
This one more so, though.
Yeah, well, this one obviously more so.
Yeah.
Because
Thanks, Union Cross.
Union Cross. Obviously, this one was gonna be more set up because there's gonna be like some wondering about like, okay, yeah, conclusion, boom, okay, but really, what's next? And so like here's, and he really like let us wonder about what's next, while kind of making it blatantly obvious about what's next in a lot of ways, you know. And I appreciate that. I appreciate knowing without 100%. Certainty of what's coming next, you know. And actually, when I saw these little like I guess breadcrumbs, I kind of looked back and I saw even more of it kind of hinting towards what he was trying to do. And I feel like Nomura himself might be more excited about what he's doing next.
Oh, I think so
and
too.
I'm more excited about what he's doing next.
So more of the story is,
temper your expectations, guys. That's one thing.
That's for the audience.
Not just
and for me.
Not just for Kingdom Hearts, just everything in general. Temper your expectations.
Yeah, because I need to learn that lesson.
Yeah, especially when you look at rumors off of 4chan, which 99.99% turn out to be fake.
Well, this one leak that I saw, it was so true. Everything about the whole, everything that I thought, I'm like, no, that can't be true, was all real about the known Final Fantasy characters and what happens. I'm like,
well, there was a lot of things in here that could have been really accurately guessed if you're a super fan.
So yeah, okay, and then here's more.
It's like you said, no Final Fantasy characters. I guessed that when it was announced.
So lesson number 2, this is for you, Square. Quit stretching your director. Let him work on one thing.
Let him actually make the game.
Yes, like you have 7 Remake. Keep him there.
You see, there's the thing though. It's like, yes, you're right. Keep him there, but it's multiple parts. So that means he's gonna be stuck on 7 Remake for a long time.
Exactly. Wasn't like, keep him there after part 1. Now let's work on
Bring
Kingdom
it back
Hearts.
to Kingdom Hearts.
After that,
no, they're not gonna do that.
Well, and hey, guess what? There's other people. you could put your faith in other people. I understand that Nomura is your.
I think
your golden boy.
Nomura has to stay on Kingdom Hearts though.
No, it's the way how Sakurai has to stay
on Smash. Yeah, that I would agree with that similarity. Yes.
It's just, but. There's a point. I don't want it to be like
Kingdom Hearts 3 is the perfect example of what happens when Nomura isn't on Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. Because he was only there for the story and for the gameplay ideas. He wasn't there to implement them.
Right.
And mind you, he was there to implement, say, the story, which he was extremely passionate about. He's made it very clear he's passionate about the story. But he needs to be on the game.
Oh, yeah, he needs to be 100% there. He can't be 25% here, 25% there, and then 50% here.
And I get Tayasue, he's a fine guy. He does some things really good, too. But he's been, I think, directing the battle system for a while, and I guess some people are mixed on it. Some people love Birth by Sleep. But when it came to this specific game...
Oh, no, I felt like I had a BF. I was like, nope.
Yeah, no, he kind of dropped the ball on the combat system. In this
dropped and it rolled and it fell off a cliff. Let me tell you that. And that cliff, it's still falling, Ricky. It's falling.
No, I that's an over exaggeration. I think it's a fun combat system. I just feel like it wasn't just good. It's one of the whole is it good? No, but is it fun? Yeah, it has its fun moments.
It has its moments.
Yeah. So that's really what it landed on.
If I could, and I was saying this earlier, if Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 were brothers, right? 2 is the cool, edgy, fun brother that the older brother, you're like, hey, can I borrow your car? Can you buy me some cigarettes? Can you buy me some alcohol? He's like, yeah, man, I got you. 1 is like the...
yeah, but Kingdom Hearts, I've said this many times, Kingdom Hearts 2 is only like that on critical mode, in my opinion.
Personally, I feel like as a game whole, that's what that gave me. 3 was like that weird, awkward brother, the middle brother that's like...
Kingdom Hearts 3 game whole was 6 mini games in Sephiroth, and then the story.
No, but I mean as in 2's combat for me was really fun, and how it moves.
Yeah, for me, and like I said,
interactions and
the
characters.
Actually, I like the interaction in 3 a lot.
As in when Sora talked to the organization members and just the conflict and the issues there, to me, I felt were a little bit more important. Why Sora was going to the different worlds.
Why Sora was going through the different worlds is kind of a question mark for 2.
Yeah.
It's a question mark for 3 as well.
Yes.
The only time it really wasn't a question mark was the first game where it was like, we got to steal the keyholes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but what exactly is laying out his path? Who knows?
Yeah.
You know?
And then 1 is just like that. Hey,
see,
everyone loves me.
This is what I'm talking about. Is I feel like there is some clouded memory, some clouded nostalgia when you're trying to be like, yeah, what you just said right now, with like, oh, but why is he going to the worlds? Okay, why is he going to these worlds?
Always opening the gates, the backdoor gates.
Yes, exactly. That's it.
But then, like, for example,
but why is he in these worlds?
Yeah.
Why exactly is he in these worlds?
Yeah.
See, it's not there.
Yeah. But like the stuff you do in them, really cool.
And see, and then we start getting into other things here, but that's what I'm getting at is like, was there a conflict in these worlds? Nah. In Kingdom Hearts 2? Not really.
Just organization members.
It was just organization members, and it's like what's the organization trying to accomplish here? As far as we know in Kingdom Hearts 2, before we get into more Kingdom Hearts 3 spoilery stuff, or future Kingdom Hearts games in general, I guess. But for the story purposes of Kingdom Hearts 2, the organization was just trying to become real people.
Right. Right.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing.
Exactly. So where's the conflict here? You know, and that's what I try to get to when you try to get into like, oh, but Kingdom Hearts 2 did this better, it felt better, or whatever going.
But I mean, like, it's like how they handled things. I think it was better in 2.
Yeah, but the thing with 2 is like everything was so empty. Like everything, you go it that felt more like travel to the next cutscene than any other Kingdom Hearts game. See, and like you can make a big like pro and con thing, and what it comes down to is that your memory is always rose tinted. That's what it always comes down to.
Yeah.
And I feel like that also hurt people's perception of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
It's not as bad as some people are saying. It's not as good as some other people are saying. I don't think it's a 5 either. I think it's a 7.5. Exactly what I said. It's right there. It's an okay game, and you can have fun with it and whatever and stuff. If you're a fan, mind you, I gave it a 7.5, and I'm a fan, and I feel like that's what it is.
Right. I mean, there's people out there, you know. When people give games like a 4 or 5, like we got this game, the Kingdom Hearts 3 is not unplayable.
No, it's not unplayable. Sonic 06 is borderline unplayable, and that is lower.
Right. And it's like it delivers. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 just delivers too much.
Just let Nomura do it, please.
In any future Square games,
let Nomura just do it.
Have him just focused one place. That's it.
Because when you really come down to think about it, he worked on Final Fantasy 15 for so long that he never really had a game where he put his all into since I think Kingdom Hearts 2.
And even then, you know, 15 wasn't the product he wanted.
No, he got off of it.
Yeah.
You know, he was ripped off of it. So, you know, just Nomura is a very talented guy. One of the more talented people at Square. And you just gotta let him do his thing.
Yeah, and just, like I said, leave him at one game.
Square needs restructure, and it looks like they're doing it, really.
Hopefully.
Where they're... This is, like, just off topic a little bit, but did you see, like, even though they sold so much, that they still reported a loss in revenue? And do you know one of the reasons?
Why?
Overspending in marketing.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, there was like a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer like every other day or every other week, really, if you want to be realistic and not hyperbolic. They just kept coming, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
It's like, chill back.
Remember 15?
Yeah.
15. They
15 was the same thing.
And you know, there were the mobile games, the animes, and movies.
And obviously this doesn't affect the quality of the game. Marketing is a very different division.
Yes.
But what I'm saying here is like that's just like a way to look at Square and how they handle what they're doing.
Their priorities are whack.
People would kill to sell 5 million units in 6 days.
Yeah.
That's what Kingdom Hearts 3 did. And they reported a loss. What the hell, man?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
I don't know. And mind you, yes, we don't really know much because we're not in the game business.
The industry, of course. It's just that I know 5 million is such a big number to hit. That is more than 2 times what Final Fantasy 15 did. And, you know, like I said, people will kill for those numbers and they still report a loss, and there's something wrong there.
Yeah, their priorities are just
Yeah, they need to. Square needs to fix it. Nomura's talented. They should let him do it.
Yeah, and it's just give him a break.
Yeah,
give him a break.
Anyways, we've been going on this.
We've been going on for a while. I guess if I could rate the game, it's solid 7, 6.57, more on the 7 side because it did do great things. Like I said before, there was a lot of negative things, but the really good things, I really did enjoy. The good things were a meh. The negative things were pretty negative. I don't know. Like, would I recommend this game to anyone?
Only if you're a fan.
Exactly. Only if you're a fan. If you're a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan, go for it. Play it. Was it worth the wait?
Hold on.
Yes and no.
Well, straight up, there's. I don't know if these are considered diehard, but if there's two types of fans for Kingdom Hearts, one who likes the story and one who likes the game, like the gameplay. Right. I would say if you're on the side of liking the story,
go for
yes.
Yes.
But if you only like that, that's why I worded it very specifically in my review. I said if you care about the story, yes.
Yes.
If you don't care about the story, no. I mean,
and I agree with you 100%.
Pick it up if you want. I would, if you don't care about the story, I would say wait for a sale or something.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I'm okay with spending the money because I heavily cared about the story.
Yes.
You know.
As did I, but at the same time, I when I beat the game, I said it was worth the wait. For the story.
For the story.
Was it everything I wanted it to be? No. But that's okay because I understand that like everyone and every game and everything, there are going to be flaws. It's sad that Kingdom Hearts 3 was held to such a standard, and unfortunately, yeah, it didn't hit that mark. But us as people
I
also
honestly think I honestly think no matter what it did, it can't hit that mark.
Yes, because us as people,
it's impossible. It was literally impossible. It was an impossible task.
It was not the second coming of Christ.
It was the same thing with Final Fantasy 15. It was held too high.
Yeah, and
look what happened in 15. It's so freaking.
It fell short.
It's none of that. Square tore it apart.
Oh no, I meant Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, no, I do believe a Final Mix DLC will come, and it's gonna add. So like, hold on, before we end this off, I just made a little list of things that were added in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, just to like make you maybe have a bit more of an idea of what that paid big DLC at Nomura talked about was. So the things added in 2 Final Mix, and these aren't literally everything. These are I'm not gonna say things like palette swaps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just minor. I'm talking about the bigger things here.
Right.
Things added in 2 Final Mix are Critical Mode, Limit Form, the puzzles, new cutscenes, the Cavern of Remembrance, 13 data battles, 13 Mushroom 13, the Lingering Will, the Theater Mode, crowns on Sora's head that, you know, when you accomplish certain things would change color.
Right.
And 2 new Keyblades. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That is a lot of stuff that is DLC of that time. And I feel like that kind of thing could make Kingdom Hearts 3 a much better game. And I feel like they're going to do that.
They're going to do that, but will it fix everything that 3?
No. Will it fix anything? No, everything is going to be in there the way it is.
Right.
You know? But will it add things that could be fun? Yes,
yes, definitely.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Don't get me wrong, when Kingdom Hearts 3 has its DLC, you best believe I'm going to get it.
Yeah, I'm getting it. I'm picking Critical Mode.
Yep.
And I'm going ham on that. And if Critical Mode comes out and it's still too easy, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know. Square needs a restructure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing it too.
And hopefully it comes through, and
whether or not the restructure works, that's another thing.
It makes me really worried and we were already worried for 7 Remake. Now I'm even more worried.
I was always worried. Yeah, no, I can't say I was more worried because I was like maxed worried. As like, if, you know what? Put it this way: Final Fantasy 7 is my favorite game of all time, right? Like Kingdom Hearts may be my favorite series,
but your favorite,
my favorite game, number 1 game because it's a complete package. Final Fantasy 7. And I'm not excited for the remake.
See, now, Final Fantasy VII Remake, I'm excited for it.
I'm excited to see more. I'm not necessarily
I'm just
excited
more worried for it.
No, I'm not worried because it's kind of like whatever to me at this point. Like it's at that point where I'm just like, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, they took it away from CyberConnect. I don't know why they gave it to them in the first place, and this and that and this and that. And I think it's running on Luminous, which is stupid. And
It should not be running on Luminous.
If it is running on Luminous, that's an issue. And I'm just like I said, it's split up for Christ's sake.
That's and it's a trend that I'm seeing in Square games. You know, like
the only thing is it's not. The only thing that didn't really do that whole like split up thing was Kingdom Hearts. Really, you know, it kind of just did its thing, and I feel like a big part of it is because they don't want to piss off Disney.
True.
You know, they can't do that.
Disney, just do something with the. I don't know.
Well, the thing is with before we end this off, because this is really long, Disney has full say in how Nomura represents their product, their worlds in the game, obviously. And Disney works differently than Pixar. I was reading an interview where like Disney, like Disney will just like send models over and like kind of tell them how to like make the hair right and stuff like that. And then that's about it. Pixar, on the other hand, tells them you cannot retell Toy Story. You cannot retell Monsters Inc. But you have to make a story that makes sense. And then Nomura actually asked them, "So is my story canon in the universe?" And they said, "Yeah, it's canon."
That's cool.
So what happened in the Toy Story world in Toy Box actually happened to the Toy Story characters
between 1 and 2.
Between 2 and 3. And it's between 2 and 3.
Really?
Yes.
Where's Jet?
All those characters that are missing. Yeah, that's a story spoiler.
That's okay.
But same thing with Monsters Inc. Canon in the Monsters Inc. universe, and on top of that, they took him through stuff like
where's Big L's? Torn bar. Where's Big L's?
Story spoilers. The whole scene, the whole like setting in Toy Box mostly isn't in the movie anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, that aside, Monsters Inc. Same situation. It's canon,
right?
And as a result, I feel like the story being told was better in the Pixar worlds than
definitely
than the other
definitely.
And
when Kingdom Hearts 3 did when you went to Disney World, and you didn't retell the story, it was good.
Those three. Yeah, those three. 2 of them Pixar, and I felt like the Pixar ones were better. But anyways, what I'm saying here is, if Nomura can do more of that, which it looks like he will in the future, then we're on something that's good. And Pixar really taught them a lot in animation too, which I could tell, because they taught them about like line of sight and stuff like that, like how to move their eyes, you know, and stuff like that. And they worked really hard on the Pixar stuff, and it shows. And they need to do more of that.
Yeah. Am I worried for Kingdom Hearts 4 or the next one? No.
I'm not worried.
No.
I'm
actually very excited for it.
I'm very excited for Kingdom Hearts 4. Probably more so. I mean, I was very excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 because of the wait. I'm more excited for Kingdom Hearts 4 because of what it could be.
Exactly. You know, that secret ending.
And the secret ending, and with what I said about Pixar worlds, you know, like when Square can do their own thing, well, when Nomura could do his own thing with a world, it turns out one of the better stuff.
Yes.
And I feel like that's and it's heavily implied that that's what the next game is going to be like. It's going to be more like what Nomura is doing. And I feel like Nomura himself, is, like I said earlier, is more excited about what's next.
Yo, Nomura, I understand Square pays the bills and stuff like that.
He does have a voice, though.
Okay, make it louder and tell him, and tell him, please, let me just work on one game.
So we're going to end this off real quick. But just one comment to end this off on. I saw a guy on Reddit like describe Nomura as a director, and he said he is the teenage diva drama queen of Square Enix, because while all the blame is being put on him and being called Slow-Mura and stuff like that, he's just like, Square's making me do this. It wasn't my decision to start with Luminous.
Right.
They made me start with that, and then they made me move to Unreal. And then they did all this restructuring. They pulled me off Final Fantasy 15 and made it into something I didn't want.
Yeah.
Like he's gone out and said stuff like
that.
Good. Not like verbatim. I don't know how it translates to Japanese and stuff like that.
Right.
But he's been out saying Square, pointing his finger. My dad.
Right.
You know.
And that's fair. Good. Because like, Nomura can make gold. He can make gold.
He's done
but
it.
Square
doesn't let him.
They let him make bronze.
And then make bronze
with like gold nuggets.
That's what I rated it. I rated it a bronze. I rated a bronze. Could have been silver. That's what I rated it.
See?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. I mean
that's what the 0.5 is. I feel like it could have been an 8. But I feel like it's very far away from 9. Very far away from a 10. I feel like it was a good 7, but there are especially going through my level 1 run, it could have been an 8.
Do you have a game that to you is a 10?
I feel like God of War is a 10.
Okay. So that is like a standard for you. God of War being the new reboot.
I don't think any of the Kingdom Hearts games are a 10 for me personally because I never felt like the combat was yeah, I'm talking about the reboot. Thanks for clearing that up. The rebooted. No, not the reboot, the second
the revamp.
The newest one. There we go. The newest
2000
one.
something.
Yeah.
In the teens.
2018.
That one.
Was it 2018?
That one.
It was 2018.
Yeah, it was
that one. Yeah, that's a 10 for me. It comes down to gameplay and story and just immersion and feel and just everything kind of lines up where like the planets align and like everything is just kind of melding together into this wholesome immersive experience. That's a 10.
Yeah, and just because the game's not 8, 9, or 10 doesn't mean that the game is bad.
No, it's not. Like I said, if you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts, you're gonna enjoy this game.
Pick it up.
The story, the way it recaps it, or not recaps, the way it just closes all the loose ends that it closes. That makes that part of it a 10. Like I would not have changed the way it ended in any way. But no, I would not. And that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's another thing that Ryan McCaffrey said. It's okay to enjoy mediocre games.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. And maybe that's what this is on a gameplay level. It's okay to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I enjoyed it.
And again, I also firmly believe just because one part stuck out doesn't make the game great.
No, it doesn't. I'm just saying it's the best part.
Yeah,
and like I said,
it's the best part.
I love Monsters Inc. I love Toy Box. Gigas is whatever. I just ignored them. And you can do that, and it's still fun. You know, especially when you use, because like the Gigas are meant to be fought with other Gigas, but you can use other tools at your disposal to kind of have a little bit more fun with them. And that's what I did. Toy Box is good. San Francisco is good. Caribbean became my favorite world.
Yeah, Caribbean Kingdom Hearts. So good. So good.
So it's like I said, there's a lot of like really good stuff in here. It's just it's just like riddled with a bunch of other things. It's like I said in the beginning of my review, it's a fantastic game brought down by a bunch of really bad and confusing design choices.
Yeah, and to me that's perfect.
Yeah,
you hit the nail on the head. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again for listening. I mean, I'm pretty sure we have nothing else to say. We ripped this game, a new one for the good and the worst. I mean, not for the worst, but just everything we thought about it. If you stuck with us, thank you. Leave us a like and comment below. You know, your honest feelings of Kingdom Hearts, because I know there's a lot of people who really like it and people who really hate it. There's no middle.
Or if you are in the middle like me.
Yeah. You know,
I feel like both sides are just over exaggerated.
Oh, they definitely are.
But that's what it's always going to be.
I mean, there's some days where I feel like I'm the top side, some days I'm in the bottom side.
Have you ever been on Metacritic and looked at user reviews for any game?
No, I don't.
It's either a 10, it's either a 0, and maybe there's like a few 5s. You know, it's very like round number.
Yeah, let us know like in the comment section below, because like I told Ricky and I told you guys right now, I'm either here, I'm there. Sometimes I feel in the middle. It just takes time for me to get in the middle.
I feel like you are in the middle. You just don't feel like you are, because like you said, you're up and then you're down. You're up and then you're down, which means you're kind of like bouncing.
I'm confused.
Yeah, you're bouncing. So you are in the middle. You just don't feel like you are.
That's why Ricky's here.
Yeah.
To keep me in the middle. Like, it's okay to stay there.
Yeah, it's okay.
Guys, if you want more Kingdom Hearts content, check out all our other stuff. We did do some Kingdom Hearts Let's Plays, and we had a lot of fun.
We have some... Okay, just because Kingdom Hearts 3 is out and the review is out, we are not done with Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, no.
We're looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 4, or whatever the next one is called.
We're going to booty blast the hell out of Kingdom Hearts.
But as Kingdom Hearts 3 is out, we are going to be moving on to other projects.
Right.
You know? We did Kingdom Hearts Retold. Maybe I'll do that for other games, but I'm not exactly sure how that would work.
Yeah.
If there's like, say, Metal Gear.
Oh boy.
You know, if there's a new Metal Gear game, maybe I'll work on that. You know, like
we'll see.
You know, we'll see exactly how that goes off. Obviously, I have Kingdom Hearts started a huge jumping point for me personally, but Kingdom Hearts discussions from now until Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out are not going to stop.
Right, yeah, there's going to be way more. For the people that are just subscribed to us for Kingdom Hearts content, it will be there.
Yeah.
It's just now that 3 is out and
we can focus on other things.
Right, and it's going to be limited because it's not going to be like, hey, man, so what do you think it's going to be like that? What's going to happen in the 4th one, like 4 times a year?
Yeah, and then we have like theory videos, of course, and maybe something will just pop up in our head randomly and be like, oh, we can talk about this. You know, or maybe like the smallest bit of Kingdom Hearts 4 news comes out,
and we could, boom, we'll go.
Obviously, we'll be talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake and stuff like that.
I mean, with Hidden Item, you know, this is a weird little tangent that we're on. Hidden Item, honestly, to me, how it feels like it's made off Ricky and I, mainly, talking about games that we're just really passionate about.
Yeah.
That we really like. It doesn't like we don't have a flavor. We're not the Kingdom Hearts guys. We're not.
Well, we are, but we're more than just that.
Yeah, exactly. We're not the FPS guys, the Halo guys, the Zelda guys. It's just, hey, like we like games. We like games, and like, hey, boom, like for example, Zelda's Link Awakening. I'm pretty sure we can make a video and talk about that. Like, hey, this stuff I like, this is what I don't like.
We should,
we should, and we will. Wrapping this all back down. Share this video. Check out all our other content.
If you want to know the story so you can enjoy it, like Kingdom Hearts 3 to the fullest, literally, check out Kingdom Hearts Retold. We worked really hard on that. I've said this a few times.
4 parts.
There's 4 parts. There will be a part 5. Definitely. I'm just trying to figure out the specifics because there's a this one's a little different.
Yeah. And let me lose weight first, please. let me look good on camera first, and then we'll see.
Yeah, no, I can't promise exactly when it would happen. Is because I'm certain there will be a Kingdom Hearts 3 final mix, and I'm afraid of jumping the gun.
I said we should wait for final mix.
For confirmation of whether or not it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then we'll see. I don't want to work on it right now because I'm scared of that.
Yes, and that's fair. You know, so for the people who are waiting for Kingdom Hearts Retold 5. That's funny. Retold 5. You're gonna wait a little longer because,
like I said,
we don't want to jump the gun.
We don't want to jump the gun.
Yep. It is what it is. Other than that, guys,
you know what? This is what I'll do.
What you'll do?
I'll explain certain elements of the story until then. How's that? That sound good? Just on the spot, like in lieu of Retold 5 while we wait.
It'd be 4.5.
No, I'm not gonna call it Retold. I'm not gonna call it Retold.
It's just
it would be hilarious if I did that. By the way,
Ricky's the more of a Hidden Item.
Make it decimal points.
Decimal points, and then out of nowhere I'm gonna start be wearing plaid and checkers and stuff. Oh boy.
No, I'll write the script with you in it. It's just gonna be
I'm saying.
It's just gonna be bite sized.
My portrait is not gonna have checkers and stuff.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, guys.
All right, see you guys.
We're done. Good night. My name's Ayer, and I'm saying I love you and stuff. And Ricky, say something.